What's up, everybody? It's your boy Stevie the Black. That's STEVEE, the Black. I'm back, and I'm here to give you my WrestleMania 36 predictions. The only WrestleMania that's too big for one night. Um, so a lot of people, have been conflicted and have said that WWE should have postponed WrestleMania, until after all of this, blows over. And I understand what they're saying, but the problem with that is we don't know when all this is gonna blow over. It could be over in a couple weeks. It could be over at the end of May. It could still be going on. Don't know. Hopefully that's not the case, but again, we just don't know. And so I understand WWE's thinking. I would have said it was good for them because they're trying to put on a show to distract people from the world, from everything that's going on. But that's not even really the case. The case is Vince wants to do it, so they're going to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and go over the matches. There's a lot of them. And basically, what they plan on doing is Saturday night, 7 to 10, and then Sunday night, 7 to 10. And so I'm just going to go over all the matches. And yeah. Oh, by the way, Rob Gronkowski is hosting, but what is he hosting? There's nobody there. It's just WrestleMania is going to be weird, man. It's just not going to have that feeling, I mean, are they even going to make a different set at the Performance Center for it? Or is it going to be just the Performance Center? I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, so let's kick it off with John Cena taking on The Fiend in a Firefly Funhouse match. This match basically stems from the fact that Bray Wyatt said ever since John Cena beat him at WrestleMania 36 years ago, that's what started his downward spiral, and that's what eventually led to the creation of The Fiend. I like long-term booking here. I believe it's great. I'm gonna have to go with Bray Wyatt, because number one, if Bray loses, The Fiend will be dead. He'll be officially dead. Nobody will care, just like nobody used to care about Bray Wyatt before, Second, it's a Firefly Funhouse. That's basically home field advantage, and you losing your home field advantage doesn't make any sense. Although we have seen it in sports where it don't matter if you got home field advantage, it helps. But sometimes you lose on home field advantage. But I don't think that's going to be the case here. I think Bray is going to take it, and I think he's going to win. So, going with The Fiend. Next, we have Otis versus Dolph Ziggler. Oh, man. This one's a hard one to call because I'm picking Otis to win, but my heart and gut just tell me that Dolph Ziggler is going to win. That's what it's telling me. It's telling me that Dolph Ziggler is going to win. It's telling me that, obviously we may reveal who sent the text message to Otis about, going to be a little bit late and all that stuff. I'm hoping it's not Tucker because splitting those two up makes no sense. I'm hoping it's more Sonya Deville, but again, we just don't know. And maybe if it was in a live audience, maybe Otis would get the win, but I just got this feeling that Ziggler's gonna win, man. So you know what? I'm changing my pick. I'm going with Dolph Ziggler. I hope it's Otis because then Otis would give people like me hope. I mean, look at me. I'm not a small guy. I'm a big guy. So if Otis wins, he's telling me, you know what, Steve, you can get that girl. But that's not how life works. And so I'm going with Dolph Ziggler. I changed my pick. I'm going with Dolph Ziggler. Hope Otis wins, but I'm going with Dolph Ziggler. Next, we got Rhea Ripley taking on Charlotte Flair for the NXT Women's Championship. I would love for Rhea Ripley to win. I really, really would. But my whole gut is telling me that it's gonna be Charlotte because it always has to be Charlotte, Obviously, with her going to NXT, it would boost the ratings and make people go over there and pay attention to NXT. Oh, Charlotte's over there. Let me go, watch. Also giving more of the perception that NXT is no longer developmental, but it's its own brand and everything like that, right? I just, man, I really hope Rhea wins. But, I also would like Rhea to, come on to the main roster, have her own couple of matches. And then I don't really watch NXT. Well, who am I kidding? I don't watch NXT, so I don't really know that much about Rhea. But, it'd be nice to see her on Raw taking on Becky Lynch and Asuka and Shayna Baszler, rematch there, so that'd be nice. And with Charlotte over there, draws people over there to NXT, so all right. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Charlotte Flair, because then what was the point, like maybe you could say, oh well, Charlotte finally put someone over, right? But we know that's not how this works, so I'm going with Charlotte. Next, we've got the 5-women elimination match, fatal 5-way elimination match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. We got Bayley taking on Sasha Banks, Naomi, Lacey Evans, and Tamina Snuka. I'm going with Bayley to retain here. I think what's gonna happen is Bayley and Sasha Banks, they're gonna work together. They're gonna eliminate everybody else, and then it's gonna come down to those two. And if you watch this past Friday night on SmackDown, Sasha Banks was hesitant to say, oh, it's me and you against, them and best friends forever and all that. She was hesitant to say that at first, So WWE putting into your mind of, oh, that means that Sasha's going to turn on Bayley. But actually, I think what's going to happen is maybe, it's going to be a situation where Bayley's down and out and Sasha, she can cover her and win the match, but she hesitates, and in that hesitation, Bayley wins the match and retains her title, and then that can build up to those two building up for a match for SummerSlam for the title, where Sasha takes the title. So that's what I see. So I'm going with Bayley. Next we have Elias taking on Baron Corbin for Who Go God What. I'm going with Baron Corbin. We all saw last Friday on SmackDown, Corbin tried to murder Elias. He has been medically cleared. But you know how this thing goes. He's gonna go there, he's gonna be beaten, battered, broken, and then he'll beat him down badly. Maybe he'll brag a little bit, and then Mojo Rawley will come down, and him and Gronk will probably take out Baron Corbin, whatever, ruin his WrestleMania moment, and then that will lead to most likely Gronk versus Corbin at SummerSlam. So there you go. What better way to get a new guy over than having him beat the guy that everyone hates, right? Next, we have Aleister Black taking on Bobby Lashley. I'm going with, this match has absolutely no build whatsoever. We haven't seen Bobby Lashley anywhere, so I have no idea what that means. But they've been building up Aleister Black all this time. They really like him, really think highly of him, especially Paul Heyman. So I see absolutely no reason why Bobby Lashley would win this match. So I'm going with Aleister Black. Next, we've got Edge taking on Randy Orton in a last man standing match. We know how this goes. Edge, he's finally back after 9 years. He had to retire early, but he's back. And this personal feud going on with him and Randy, and him attacking Beth Phoenix and bringing up his girls and everything. Come on, if it's not Edge, then what was the point? Number one, it's his first match back in 9 years, and this is the part that I'm really sad that there's going to be no crowd, because Edge back at WrestleMania, wow. But just based off of that one little fact, it's Edge's first match back his first singles match back in 9 years. You're not gonna have him lose. That would make no sense, So I think Edge is gonna win here. So hopefully. Next, we've got Sami Zayn taking on Daniel Bryan for the Intercontinental Championship. I'm going with Sami Zayn for one of two reasons. Number one, Sami Zayn, in his group, whatever, I can't remember their name, they either overpower and distract Daniel Bryan long enough for Sami Zayn to win, or two, Drew Gulak turns on Daniel Bryan, because remember, he was the one that got him this match. So Drew Gulak turns on Daniel Bryan, and cost him the match. And I hope that's not it, because I actually really like those two together. And maybe, they could be a tag team and win the tag team championships. But I just don't see Daniel Bryan winning the title here. So, plus, he said he was taking a break after Mania anyway. So, you're not going to have him be the champ and, hey, where's he at? So. Next, Undertaker versus AJ Styles in a Boneyard match. We still don't know what a Boneyard match is. I'm guessing they're going to fight in a grave. Maybe you got to put someone in a coffin or whatever like that. I don't know. I don't know if there's any pins. I don't know. But what I do know is the Undertaker is going to win. How do I know this? Because AJ Styles has nothing to gain from beating Taker, or he loses nothing from losing Taker. Plus, he's brought up Michelle McCool time and time again, so maybe I expect to see her there, But the fact, here's what's going to tell me why Taker's going to win more than anything. Obviously, first of all, we got Biker Taker back, which is cool. But number two is, with AJ Styles, bringing up Michelle McCool and bringing up his real name and going into his personal life, stuff that they would never do in the past with the Undertaker. So that's why I'm really liking this even more. But what makes you think is he told AJ Styles to bring Gallows and Anderson with him. So if it is a boneyard, because it's a boneyard match, I'm guessing it's no disqualification. So that means they're going to be there to basically try and help AJ win. So what does that mean? That means Taker's probably got to have somebody have his back, right? So maybe Kane, maybe Michelle McCool, his family, coming to help him out. And maybe we even see Michelle McCool put the face breaker on AJ Styles. That would be cool. But I am ultimately going with Undertaker because, as I said, AJ Styles doesn't gain anything from beating The Undertaker. He's been calling him old this whole entire time. So basically what you're saying is, I'm going to beat up an old man, So, but I'm going with The Undertaker. Next, we have the Kabuki Warriors taking on Bliss Cross Applesauce for the women's tag team championships. Interestingly enough, the Kabuki Warriors actually beat Bliss Cross for the title, so it'd be full circle if they beat them back. This is a toss-up for me, because this also is another match that has no story behind it. But so I would not be surprised if the Kabuki Warriors retain, because Asuka's been really good, with the random yelling and screaming in Japanese and her on commentary. It's been great, so keep that momentum going. But I'll go with Bliss Cross, because why not, right? Next, we have the Street Profits taking on Austin Theory and Angel Gardner. Originally, it was going to be Andrade, but he got a knee injury, so he's out. So because of that, I think the Street Profits are going to win and retain their titles, because this is not the original match, not the original plan. So maybe if it was, I might have said maybe Angel Gardner and Andrade, but since that's not the case, I'm going with the Street Profits. Next, we have KO taking on Seth Rollins. The whole thing of the match is Seth Rollins has tons of WrestleMania moments, while KO has none. And you could say, well, he did beat Jericho, at WrestleMania, but that, first of all, Vince even said that match was terrible. Nobody remembers. Jericho and KO were mad that it was the second match on the card, which, again, nobody cares about the second match on the card. So, I think KO is going to win. Plus, I heard that Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch are going to take some time off after, so that kind of spoils, the results to me, I think. Although there have also been rumors that Seth Rollins also could be the number one contender for the WWE title. But I'm going to go with KO because it ultimately makes sense for KO to finally beat Seth Rollins, because of him bragging about his WrestleMania moments and KO having no WrestleMania moments. It just makes all the sense in the world to have KO win, so I'm going with KO. Next, for the SmackDown Tag Team titles, it was originally a triple threat ladder match between the New Day, the Usos, and Morrison and Miz. But because Miz was sick, he got taken out, and then instead of having a triple threat singles match for the title, they decided to just make it John Morrison versus an Uso. I've seen some people say maybe the Usos are going to win so they can tie the New Day for 7 reigns each, but and that could be true. But I'm gonna go with John Morrison just simply because he says maybe he starts to get this thought in his head of, hey, maybe I don't need the Miz, anymore, right? And this time, it leads to him turning on the Miz, instead of last time how it was the Miz turning on Morrison. So that could be interesting. So we'll see. But I'm going with John Morrison. Next up, we've got Becky Lynch taking on Shayna Baszler for the Raw Women's Championship. I'm going with Shayna Baszler simply for the fact that Becky's been champ for about a year, and, time's up. Honestly, they really don't do long title reigns like that anymore. It's rare that somebody's a champion for a year, So I think Shayna's going to come, especially after she dominated in the Elimination Chamber. Would make no sense for her to lose to Becky Lynch, even though Becky Lynch, again, is like levels above everyone in the chamber match. But still, I think Shayna Baszler's going to win. And like I said, Seth and Becky are going away, taking time off after WrestleMania anyway. So, might as well have Shayna Baszler win the match. And then you can go about this one of two ways also. You can go about this with building up between Shayna Baszler versus Ronda Rousey, which they finally mentioned it this past Monday. I'm like, what took them so long, So they can do that, right? Or, which a build up to next year's WrestleMania. Or they can do also still a build up to next year's WrestleMania. They can do another triple threat match, but this time just for the Raw Women's title between Becky Lynch, Ronda Rousey, and Shayna Baszler. Because each woman, Shayna's tired of being in Ronda's shadow. Ronda did not beat Becky, and Becky's never beat Shayna Baszler. So also that story makes sense. I hope that's the route they go, but you never know. I'm going with Shayna Baszler to win the match. Next up, we got Lesnar taking on Drew McIntyre for the WWE title. So here's the thing. Obviously, it should be Drew McIntyre that's winning, right? But because there's no audience, and that could change Vince's mind, that could be like him saying, because there's no audience, I'm gonna make it Brock, and then we'll save your moment for SummerSlam when everything's back to normal, right? So I could see that. It could be like a couple years ago, remember at 33, when we all assumed Roman was going to win, right? And then Brock beat him. But hopefully Vince just goes, we can do, just does the right thing and puts the title on Drew. So hopefully, I am picking Drew, but I could also see that other scenario happening. So just keep that in the back of your mind. If you notice, because this whole no audience thing and everything, that changes a lot of things and puts it in different perspectives and everything. But last but not least, we have the Universal Championship of Goldberg. It was originally going to be against Roman Reigns, but Roman Reigns had to pull out because of his immune system and everything not being as strong thanks to his cancer, which means he's more susceptible to the virus that's going around. So because of that, they had to replace it. The rumor going around is that it's Braun Strowman, and if it's Braun Strowman, unfortunately, I think Goldberg is going to retain. I would like Braun Strowman to win, but for whatever reason, they don't believe in Braun Strowman. So I think they'll just have Goldberg beat Strowman, and then at SummerSlam or whatever, they can have Roman beat Goldberg for the title. Or heck, maybe The Fiend comes back, gets his revenge on Goldberg, and then at SummerSlam you can have The Fiend versus Roman, and there you go. But that is my WrestleMania 36 predictions video. Let me know your predictions in the comment section down below. Please remember to rate, comment, subscribe. This WrestleMania is going to be weird, no fans. But hey, it is what it is. It's going on. The show must go on, I guess. Until next time, and if you're not down with that, I've just got 2 words for you. Peace out, and I'll talk to you guys later.